Hi, I'm Pearl, and I'm in this beautiful wild meadow. Made it here today. It's been a while. And I came here a lot last summer. It's a little sort of hideout because not so many people know, but it's a lot of people walking through this morning. It's Sunday morning and it's really sunny. And I'm trying to gear myself up to do something that I'm a bit afraid of. And that is going down to the shore here, to the beach, on a hot weekend day. So last year it got so busy down here, and it's just, it's just a little pebbly shoreline. It's not an amazing beach right here. But it got so busy that I just felt like I couldn't really, come down. And so one of the promises I made to myself this year was, this year I'm not going to be scared. This year I'm going to not let the fear stop me from going down to the shore and, doing my regular walk. So it hasn't been my regular walk for a while. I went down a couple of times in the last couple of weeks, during the week when it wasn't too sunny. And it was fine, it wasn't too busy, it was great. I'm a bit nervous because yesterday I came down to the town about 9-10 o'clock, and it was already getting really, really busy, and there were already so many cars, and it's kind of hard to adjust because this kind of area was never that busy before the pandemic, and a lot of people have kind of discovered it. So yesterday it was quite good. I went into a shop and I bought some pastries and things, and I really wasn't that nervous, and I've only started going back into shops really recently. So being able to do that was quite, like, I went on the train and it was all like, oh, I did all these great things, and I wasn't too scared yesterday. But for some reason today, I feel really stressed and I feel really anxious, and my stomach's really being a bit weird. And I don't want to let it stop me. Do you know what I mean? It's like I think I'll feel better once I've gone through this, confronted this fear and gone through it. And it's crazy really, because this is somewhere that I've walked, hundreds of times. But it's a Sunday, it's sunny, it's, already walking down here, I've had a lot of people cycling past me on these very quiet country lanes. A lot of people have discovered this area in order to sort of come walking and cycling and sunbathing and have picnics, and which on the one hand is really great, but on the other hand it's like sometimes people don't always respect it. And anyway, so I don't know what it's going to be like down on the beach. I don't know if it's going to be easy when I get there or if it's going to be hard, but I do know that I don't want to turn around and go home just yet. I don't want to give up just yet. Look at this beautiful blue sky. I mean, of course people are going to be out and it's going to be hot. Anyway, it's quite early in the morning. It's about 9:30. So hopefully I won't meet too many like hen parties or stag parties, or that you sometimes see on beaches. And teenagers will probably still be tucked up in their beds. The thing is that last year we didn't know what was what. This year I'm fully vaccinated. Look, I can see I'm still I'm trying to talk myself into it. But I've done this so many times over the years. I've done this so many times because there are so many times in my life where things have got really scary and I've been traumatized, and it's last year, a lot of the sort of the difficulty and the trauma was we were being told, oh, if you come within 2 meters of somebody outside, you're going to get COVID. And we had all these pictures of the beaches and craziness and that kind of thing. So, and even when I went down, there were an awful lot of people very close, and I was actually walked down the beach with a mask on my face. This year we know that walking past somebody very briefly should not be any risk when we're outside. And I also think, I know myself, I don't have to actually go there, I don't have to be there. So as soon as I feel it's too much for me, I'm just going to turn around and come home. That's okay. But I'm just going to go and give it a go. And just, see what it's really like for myself, not just listen to other people and stuff, but just go out, have an experience, explore, see if it's all right for me, if it's too much. You know, this is one of the things I said I was going to do this year, was get out to the beach, the local beach, and not be afraid of lots of people. If it's too much, that's okay, then I'll just know to come down on the weekdays, you know, or earlier, or you know, on a day when it's not so sunny. But I don't know, this is kind of like a peak day, and I'm gonna give it a go, and just, you know, just see what it's really like. Okay. I think the thing is, one of the things that Eleanor Roosevelt would always say is, do the thing you think you cannot do. And that's what I talk about in Fear of Success all the time, is, you know, when we do the things that we're actually afraid of, we realise that fear is just nonsense. It's just an illusion. But we also get stronger, we get braver. And another really important thing is that we stop using our energy to hold up that illusion, you know, and we stop using that energy to kind of hold ourselves back, and we get that energy back to help us do other things. So I want to get my energy back, basically. I want to get my fitness back, I want to get my energy back, and I do that by reclaiming my energy, reclaiming my power, and getting my freedom back. That's the theory. Let's see how it works. This is when I find out just how busy it is. Whew, tide's out, so there's a bit more room. I think it'll be all right. I don't feel as stressed now as I did before. I certainly don't feel as stressed as last year. Mind you, there's a lot of people, aren't there? Okay. I'm going to get down onto the stones as soon as I can. Oh, and it's getting hot. Not too bad. So I made it to a very windy, very empty at the moment beach. What was I worried about? What was I worried about? As you can see, it was a bit windy on the beach, so I thought I'd come back up here just to finish off and say goodbye. It's kind of weird coming down here because, as you see, it wasn't anything like I expected. I expected it to be busy. It was just a very quiet beach, breezy. I had to get off the beach because actually my legs were starting to burn even though I've got sun cream on, so there's that. But one of the things that I got as I was coming down was thinking about, you know, this brought back so many memories for me, and one of the memories was in December when I came down here, and I drove to the pharmacy, and that was an essential journey, and I thought I'll stop and have a walk, you know, on the way back. And when I was on the beach, I suddenly realised that I'd gone from tier 3 into tier 4, because we had tiers here in lots of tiers, no, but T-I-E-R, tiers, in December, and we weren't supposed to travel from a tier 3 to a tier 4, you know, for a walk or whatever. So I'm walking along the beach, you know, where I walked the whole way through the first lockdown and everything because it's local and whatever. And I suddenly went, oh, I'm not supposed to be here. I'm not supposed to be here. And you know, so many of these things, you know, different experiences we've had in our lives and in the last year or so, you forget about. And then, you know, I was walking along the beach and I went, oh yeah, there was that time. And I think about that bench where I sat for the first time, where I was allowed to sit on a bench, you know. And when I think about that, I think, yeah, it's no wonder that I'm a bit skittish and a bit scared and a bit freaked out by so many things. And it's okay, you know, it's okay to be traumatised and in recovery, because we've been through a lot of traumatic stuff. Speaking of which, there's a half-naked man walking through the bushes. These are the things that happen when you come down the beach. And that's what it's like. But if you don't Thank you for that. Well, even when you stay in your house, as we've known in the last year, you still get surprised and you still get traumatized by watching the news and listening to what's going on in the world and, you know, what our friends and family are going through. I wouldn't call that traumatic, a bit weird, but you know, beach rules. So, but it made me laugh. And if you don't come out and you don't kind of get out and allow a little bit of chaos into your life, then you just don't, you know, you're cutting off a big amount, a large part of what life has to offer us and what life has to show us, and joy, all the joy and excitement and ridiculousness of life, paradoxical chaos and all those things. But anyway, just to finish off, thank you for joining me on this weird little adventure. Well, I'm sure there'll be more. But if you are struggling with getting out and about, I've got 2 audio albums, 2 CDs, albums that are available on iTunes, iMusic, Spotify, everything like that. And one is Meditations for Freedom, and the other one's Meditations for Success. And so their whole album, about 45 minutes, 50 minutes, that you can do in sequence with meditations that get progressively more challenging or more supportive as you go through, like me today, go through those things that are scaring you or you feel a bit held back on. And it's a big thing as we come out of this again to think about, you know, sometimes we think no because of intuition, and sometimes we think no because of trauma and because of PTSD, and trying to avoid our triggers. And it's very hard sometimes to know the difference between. And the way that we do that, the way that we learn the difference between an intuition that's trying to protect us and a fear that's trying to hold us back, is quite simply one word: practice. Practice, practice, practice. Because the more you do things, the more you practice, the more you'll realise that, you know, there was nothing to be worried about. Or sometimes you'll realise, no, my intuition was telling me, stay home today. Like, for example, we have a thunderstorm, big thunderstorm warning coming up at the end of the week. So I'm planning to make the most of the weather until the thunderstorm warning. And I'll be avoiding the beach or swimming when the thunderstorms are around, because that's not, apparently, as I learned in Florida, having been in the sea when there are thunderstorms, you come out and all the locals tell you, don't do that, that's really, really bad, don't go in the sea when there's a thunderstorm. Okay, take care, hope this helps, lots of love, see you soon.